Hi everyone. In this video, we are going to see Java math class. So what is Java math class? In previous video, we have seen string data type, right? Do you remember string is a class? So it has inbuilt method to perform specific task. Similarly, Java has math class. It has used to perform mathematical task on numbers. Like maybe I'll write it Java math class as many math class as many in build methods that methods that allows you to perform mathematical tasks on numbers. So Java math class has many inbuilt methods that allows you to perform mathematical tasks on number. For example, we have one method like math max. So math is a class and dot, then we have to call the method. So this is one of the inbuilt method max. So the max will use to find the highest value of two value. Like this is a syntax x comma y. If this is a syntax, so I'll just mention syntax. So here, if for example, if we pass two value, right, math dot. Remember, M is a capital letter, okay? Java is a case sensitive. So we should be very careful. Then max is a method and we are passing value 6 and 11. So what we get 6, which one is bigger one? 11. So we get 11 as the output. Let's go and create one class file and then we try all the methods which are available in Java math class. So I'm creating that source file, then let me create one class file with name Java math, maybe examples. As usual, you know, right? To create the main method, the shortcut is PSVM. Just press tab. You'll get the main method. Then let me add one sysort for each methods. First one, we are going to see about math dot max. See, once I enter math, the class name, then dot, it will list all the methods which are available for math class. See, these many uh, methods are available by default. So we will see few of them which is mostly used in projects. First one is max. So what max do is returns maximum of two number, like highest value of two any two value. Like the syntax is max x comma y. I told you, right? Let me assign some value here like 5 comma 10. Let me execute this and we will see the output. This is running now. We got the output as 10. So which is correct, right? So we passed input as 5 and 10, which is highest value. 10 is highest one, right? So we got 10. So instead of creating our own logic to find the maximum of any two number, right? Java has some inbuilt method so that we can easily find the highest of any two value instead of creating our own logic to get if number one is greater than number two, which means the like we don't need to create a separate logic for our to find the highest value of any two number. Simply we call the math function, right? Math as a class, so that has so many inbuilt methods which can be used to perform mathematical operation. So in that case, so math as max method, which is used to find the highest value of any two number that can be used to find it. So that is easy one, right? So instead of creating our own logic, so that's why I'm explaining you some of the important inbuilt math class methods which are very useful. Like we have seen max, right? Similarly, we have minimum value. If you want to find, we can use math dot min, minimum value. So this is the method min, and you can pass. See, we can pass any number like int, long, float, anything we can pass. I'm going to pass the same value 5 comma 10. Let's see which one is minimum value among 5 and 10. Let me rerun this and we will see the result. We got 5, which is correct, right? 5 and 10 we are passing as an input. Which one is smallest one, lowest value? This 5, right? So that's why we got 5. We have few more method like system. So I'll add sysout. The next one we are going to see about math class square root, SQRT. If you want to square root of specific value, right? I'm going to give 64. Hope you guys already know the answer, right? Which is 8. 8 8 are 64, right? So the value is 8. Let's run this and I'll see the output. We got the value as 8. So always remember that this square root method, right? It will return double value. That's why we got it in decimal 8.0. Then we have another method in math class which is used to return a positive value of x or any variable, any value. Like for example, let me add math, then apps. The method is ABS. See, IntelliJ listing all the available method, right? We can pass int variable or value, float, long, double, like that, right? I'm going to pass on negative value like minus 4.9. As I mentioned, right, the apps are absolute will return positive value. If I run this, I will get only positive value, that is 4.9. See, the negative value has been removed. We got only the positive value, 4.9. So this method is used to return the positive or absolute value of x. Then power. If you want to do some, like for example, 2 power of 8, right? If you want to do such calculation, we have method for that in math class. Like this out dot, we add one this out. Then math is a class, and method is pow. That is power. Power of. Let me try with 2 comma. So basically 2 power of 6. If you want to do some calculation like uh, value number of any some power, right? For example, in this case, I considered 2 power of 6. So this method will do the calculation, like 2 into 2 into 2 into up to 6, right? 6 number of 2's will be multiplied, right? So that will be the return value for the system. This out. Let me run this and I will show you the results. We got 64. The reason for that is, like, I'll add on command here, 2, like, power of 6, right? I don't know how to represent the power of 6, maybe like this one. 2 power of 6, which is equal to 6 times of 2, right? Multiplying 6 times of 2. We are at 6 twos, right? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So this is, then the value is 64, because 64, right? Because the first 2 into 2, like 2 to 4, then 4 into 2, right? 8, then 8 into 2, 32, then 32 into 2, right? 64. So that's how it is calculated, 2 power of 6. And one more thing you need to remember, that uh, the math dot power, right? 2 comma 6 always return a double value, even if the result is whole number. For example, in this case, 64 is a whole number, right? But see the sys statement on the console, it has 54.5, which is double value. So always remember that power of power method in math class always return double value. Then there are few rounding methods available in Java math class. Let's see that as well. I'll remove this command. Let me add one sysout for math round. This is the method I'm talking about. So basically, if we get some, if you want to round the value, right? Like for example, 5.4 decimal value, if you want to convert that into just 5, so in that case, the round method is used. For example, in this case, if I want to round this, right, 4.6 to 5, because if you are good in mathematics, right, 4 point, if it is 5 or greater than, right, the decimal, after that decimal value, the value is 5 or above 5, right, the 4 will be converted into 5, right? So similar, the same concept applies here as well. So if I run this, we will get the output as 5. So the round method will rounds the nearest integer. So we got 5, right? Well, I'll show you two more round methods, right? If you wanted to smallest integer greater than or equal to, right? If you wanted to rounds up, right? I don't want 5, but I want only the 4, right? In that case, what to do? We have two more methods available in a class, which is used to round up or round down. Like if you want to make it 5 or if you want to make it to 4. In that case, we have two method. One is tail method. What it do? It rounds up to the smallest integer or equal to that value. For example, if it is 4.6, right? If it will be rounded to smallest integer, which means the smallest integer is basically it returns the smallest integer greater than or equal to the value which we are passing, right? That is 4.6. So the value will be here 4, which is rounds up. Sorry, we will get 5. But for example, the below one, right? That is match floor method. This method, what it do? It rounds down. The cell will rounds up. This will rounds down. Basically, this will rounds down to the largest integer lesser than or equal to x. Lesser than or equal to the value that we are passing, right? The largest integer lesser than or equal to this value, which means 4 is the largest one. That means rounds down. This one rounds up. The smallest integer greater than or equal to the value which you are passing. So here we get 5. The smallest integer greater than or equal to the value we are passing, which is style method, which makes the rounds up. The math.floor rounds down, which means this returns the largest integer which is less than or equal to the value which you are passing. So in this case, we get output as up, right, which is 5. Here rounds down, then the value is 4. Hope you guys clear, right? Maybe I will explain you one more time. So the math, so this one, the first one, right? Basically, it works as mathematical concept. It rounds to nearest one. Like for example, here I supplied the value is 4.6. So the based on the value after the decimal point, right? If it is greater than or equal to 5, this value will be converted to 5. Otherwise, this value will be 4. That is the mathematical concept. But if you wanted to scale up or scale down, right? In some cases, we keep only the 4, right? Wait, I don't want 6, just 4 is enough. In some cases, I want to make it like 5, right? So in this case, there are two more methods available. One is sail, another one is floor. Sail, what will do? It rounds up, which means it returns the smallest integer greater than or equal to the value which we are passing here. In this case, we are passing 4.6, right? So the smallest integer greater than or equal to this value, which is 5. Similarly, for floor, right? The floor method re returns down the value, that is rounds down, which means it returns the largest integer which is lesser than or equal to the value which we are passing. Here we are passing 4 points, right? 4.6, right? So the largest integer which is less than or equal to this value is 4. So maybe I will execute this and we will see the results so that you will be clear what I'm saying. See, we got right as expected. We got the first one is 5, which works as mathematical concept. The other two, see, the 5 and 4. That's what we discussed, right? So the expected output we got. Hope you guys clear. If not, maybe you can try it with different example. Maybe I'll try with one more example here. Like here 3.1, here 3.9. You see here, maybe I'll add round as well. 3.6. So here what we get as output, since the value right after the decimal value which is greater than 5, right, equal to or greater than 5, so which means this 3 will be rounded to 4. The below one, right, sail what it do, rounds up, so which means the largest the smallest integer greater than or equal to the value which is the smallest integer that returns that will be the return value, right? So in that case the value is 4 because it will be rounds up, right? So that's why maybe you can think it like up means it will up the value, down means it will down the value. Like that you can maybe you can remember. So sale will do up, right? So the 3.1 will be increased to 4. Here 3.9 will be decreased to, because floor is say scale down, right? Sorry, rounds down. In that case, will be converted to 3. Let me run and we will see the result. So the result is 443. See, we got the expected output 443. Remember, this cell and floor always return double value. And the last method we are going to see about is round, sorry, random number. If you want to get some random value, right? In that case, we have one method in math class, which is math dot random. It returns the random number between 0.0 and 1.0. Like maybe I'll write it here. Random method returns value between 0.0 and 1.0. Maybe I'll mention like 0.9. So this is the value you will get. Let me run this and I'll show you. See, we got 0.44366 something like, right? If I rerun this again, you don't get the same value. You maybe get different value because it returns random value. See, we got 0.10 this time. If I run again, you'll get some other value like 0.89. See, every time when we run, we get random number between this 0.0 to 0.9. The number will be between these. Both are inclusive. So you may get 0 as well, you may get 0.9999, something like that as well. If you want to get control over the random number, right? If you want to get some number between 0 to 100, so there is a formula for that. You can control that way. I'll show you one example. If you want to get random, right? Random between 0 to 100. So what you can do, you can use one formula. Like maybe I'll declare one variable int random number. The formula is like int, sorry, math is the class, math dot random is the method, then it has to be multiplied with 101. So it is inclusive, right? So uh, I want to display 100, 0 to 100, right? That's why adding one number greater so that you will get up to 100. Then semicolon. But you may be thinking why here we are getting some error, right? It is because this returns double value, which we are multiplying into int value. Here, see, so the value of this multiplication will be in double, right? But we are trying to store that into int variable. So that's why we are getting some error, I think. We have to convert this into, hope you guys remember, right? Casting. We need to cast this to int. Why still you are getting error? Oh, okay. I used wrong method, right? Here math has to be used random. So here, right, the math dot random will returns double value, right? Between 0.0 to 0.9, which has to be multiplied with 101. It is because I need random number between 100, right? So I just adding one more. It is because, right, if 0.999 into 100, right, we don't get this, right? So the random method will return double value. So the double into int, the return value will be double. I want int value alone, right? So that's why I'm converting that into int. For example, I'll show you the smallest value, right, from this math random is 0.0, which you already know, right? Smallest. I'm just explaining you how it works. Smallest, small value, maybe keep it small. The smallest value of random, right, which is 0.0, which we already know. If we multiply that with 101, what we get, which is 0. Then the largest value of random, which is 0. I'll keep 999. For example, I'll keep here 0.9. Multiply by 101. What we get? Maybe I'll open a calculator. What we get? 0.9 into 101. We got 90.9. But the random value is, right. Hope you guys remember. This is random. This is how we'll get the random number. So in that case, I am also going to keep this as my value, like this many digit, right? But the maximum is 99, right? So 99, just deleting it. I'll keep all the values 9 into 101. See, we got what we are getting, 100.999 and something like this. So what we get is 100.999 and something like that. We get as a output from this random into 101. But we need int, right? That's what our requirement is. Our requirement is to get random number between 0 to 100. So that I converting that into int. So even if we get 0.0 as a random value, right, from 0.0 to 100.99 and something, it will be converted into integer value and stored into random number. Hope you guys clear with the explanation, right? If I run this, let's see what we are getting in the output. I forgot to add this out. I'll add it here. This out random number. This output. Let me run this. We got 23, which is correct, right? The number 23 is between 0 to 100. Let me rerun this and we will see what we are getting this time. 59. I'm running one more time. This time we got 53. So which is correct. That's what our expectation is. We have to get random number between 0 to 100, which can be achieved through this formula. Hope you guys clear, right? Basically, you just remember this formula, but it is I explained you how it is working, right? If you want to get the number between 0 to 1000, what you need to do, just change this to like 1001. That's enough. You already know how it is working, right? While running this time we'll get number between 0 to 1000. So this time we are getting 15. Let me run this to see this time 550. So that's how this random number, we can use this random method to get the random number between our requirement. Based on our requirement, we can convert this formula and get the random number. OP glass clear, right? So uh, as I mentioned right before, there are many methods which is available in math class, but in this video I have explained to some of the important math methods which is useful for project, right? But if you want to explain me to all the methods, right, which is available in math class, maybe you can ask me in my comment section. I will create a separate video and I will show you all the methods which are available in math class. As of now, since you guys are learning now, right, maybe you can practice by your own. In case if you are not clear with any of the method, you can add it in comments and ask me to explain. I will explain you in comments itself, or I can create a separate video for all the available methods that will be helpful for you. But I suggest you to practice by your own. Once you completed this video, right, you can search it in Google, the method which are available in math class, and try everything one by one. You'll get uh, it will be good for you while you are since you are learning, right? It is very helpful for you to understand the concepts. So with going said, as usual, right, I'll ask few questions right at the end of this video. What I'm thinking is, so for this video, I'm going to ask you one question only. Since this video is very small, right? I just covered the methods which are available in class. The question is, what are the methods which are available in class, right? Math class. It is used to round the number. If you want to, for example, if you want to convert the decimal value, right? Like 2 point something, right? To rounds up to some specific value, right? Integer value. So what are the methods which are available in Java math class? And maybe if you add some commands, right, for each method, there are few more. I don't give you clue, but I'm just telling you, if you know more method, right? There are many methods is available in Java math class, especially for rounding a number decimal value to integer. Just add those method in the as an answer, or if you add explanation as well, it is good. So thank you so much for watching this video. Happy learning. Have a good day. Thank you.